Welcome to the New School of Marketing podcast, the place for smart, simple strategies that will amplify your business results. Sharing practical tips, insider knowledge, and actionable advice because marketing is something that every business owner can do. Now, let's get started. Introducing your host, Bianca McKenzie, mum, lover of snow sports, camping, horse riding, and in-demand launch strategist and Facebook advertising knowledge bank.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. A big hello if you are here for the first time, and if you have listened before, welcome back. Well, this is it. It's the end of the year. It's the last episode of 2020. And you know what? When we started this year, I actually didn't know that I was going to launch a podcast. Honestly, I normally plan everything very carefully, but this year has thrown everyone some curveballs, I think. And I literally had to just roll with the punches a little bit more than I would normally do. And I think this past year has been one of the hardest years for me in business in terms of juggling client work, managing my business, having my toddler at home full time for 4 months, and also having my husband working from home since July. It's been really interesting, actually. It's been a roller coaster and a juggle, but we all found our rhythm and we just made it work. And I feel like we've come out a bit stronger. So, yeah. On the flip side, though, it has also been one of my best years in business. And I have a small list of clients that I absolutely love working with. And financially, it has been one of my best years since giving birth to my daughter and working part-time hours. So, yeah, massive ups, massive downs. And for everyone who is still on the roller coaster of lockdowns and homeschooling, I am sending you lots of love. And from someone who has been there, done that, I can honestly say that for us, it was worth it. We now have most of our freedom back and we're living in a new COVID normal world. There's still lots of restrictions, but yeah, the super hard lockdown was definitely worth it for us. So I'm sending you lots of love and strength. You will get out of this stronger and you've totally got this. It is really hard. But I actually was talking to my chiro today and she said, wow, it feels like the lockdown was months ago. And it isn't. It's not that long ago. So yeah, we do come out the other end. For today's episode, I wanted to look back and share some lessons that I learned this past year. And some are things that I instinctively knew and some are things that I didn't really know I could do. So hopefully these lessons will help or inspire you for the year that's to come as well. So let's dive in. Number one, I'm actually more productive with less time. So when Alana was home full time, I actually got all of my work done and more. I started a podcast and like I said, it was not in the planning. I had not planned to start a podcast and they actually take up quite a bit of time. So I started a podcast. I also created 2 small offers. One is a program on targeting your Facebook ads. And I also created a program on creating your creatives, like images and copy for your Facebook ads. So while I had my daughter home full time, my toddler home full time, I didn't just do my client work. I still managed all of my clients' ad accounts and I actually onboarded some new clients as well. But I also created 2 small programs for which I had to record videos and write scripts and create creative and all sorts of things. I also started a podcast, which at the moment it takes a bit of time every week because I haven't started batching it yet. I literally was just rolling with the punches as I went because that's all I could do during lockdown. It was more of a day-to-day kind of affair. But I found out that I actually am more productive with less time. I actually had some of my best months financially and productivity wise while I had a toddler at home. But I wouldn't go back there. Even though I was more productive, I also found that it was really hard to get some brain space to dream and have that bigger picture kind of thinking. So I'm really, really grateful that she's back at daycare. Lesson number 2 is that I need to outsource and I can't do it all myself. And I knew this, and this is nothing new. Since my daughter was born, I haven't had a VA, haven't had any sort of assistance apart from some sort of project-based assistance. And I really, like, even though I managed to do it all, and even in less time, it was also really overwhelming and stressful at times because I didn't have that brain space that you really need as, like, you know, the business owner, the CEO of your business. You need to have that bigger picture thinking, that bigger picture dreaming and planning. So it was actually quite stressful, and it really made me realize that I want to get some support again. So that's what I have been working towards in the last month. And I'm really excited that my new VA as well as a digital marketing assistant are both starting in the new year. So yeah, growth, here we come. And it's really exciting to have some support again. So yeah, that's my second lesson, is that I really need to outsource and I can't do it all myself. My third lesson, it's not necessarily a lesson, or in a way it is. I made the move from blogging to podcasting, and that actually really gave me some renewed energy and excitement for content creation. So for the past 5 years, actually for the past 15 years, I've been a blogger, and in many shapes and forms, and not all for my current business, but I've been blogging since 2005. And I kind of lost the excitement for blogging earlier in the year, and I haven't really done much because if you don't feel like it, you don't really want to do it. So, but I still had this feeling of wanting to create content and wanting to share my knowledge and, you know, help people in a sort of in a bigger way. So I decided to change it up and start a podcast so that I could still share all this with you. Plus, I could also bring on some great experts. So that's what I did. And so far, it's been on one heck of a learning curve. And it's been so much fun. I am really loving it. And I can't wait to share more with you in the new year. So if you have any topics you want me to address about Facebook ads or any other marketing topics, or any guests that you would love to hear from, send me a DM on Instagram. I would really love to know what you want to hear on this podcast. What do you want to learn? All right, lesson number 4 is that I need to continuously invest in myself. And this one comes up just about every year, and I stand behind it 100%. You have to invest in yourself. It doesn't need to be like a mastermind or a course or a coach, but you need to do something for you that is going to either help you accelerate in business or just free up some time or give you some mental space to dream bigger, even like going on a short holiday when you can, having your hair done, go for a massage, hire a cleaner, anything that's for you. But ideally also something that helps you move forward in your business. But something that feels like you're putting something back into yourself. So personally, I actually invested in a number of courses this year, and it's been fabulous. I've been a Facebook ads manager for around 6 years now, and I still don't know it all. I don't think I'll ever know it all. So I invested in a high-level Facebook ads management program, and it has changed my life. The group is fantastic, and it's just so good to have a network of people to share ideas and challenges with. Like, and in terms of a mastermind, I've been part of a small group for a few years, and that group is my go-to place for anything. Anything that I want to share or want feedback on, they're my lifeline and my support network. So if you don't have one, please connect with someone or with a group. Honestly, it's the best thing. Business does not have to be an island. And that's my main focus here, is you don't necessarily need to, have a paid kind of experience. They are fabulous. And I have always come away with so many new friends and so many new business contacts and a lot of clients as well. So investing financially has always been really good for my business. But if you're not quite there yet, you don't have to. But do find yourself a group of people that you can bounce ideas around with and actually rely on a little bit. Because you don't want to be an island. It actually gets really lonely and it gets really challenging, and there's so many fabulous business people. So yeah, continuously investing in myself has always paid off for me. And lesson number 5 is one that I come back to as well. I really love my work, and I need to consciously put boundaries in place to take time off, because honestly, I would just keep going if I could. If I don't have, if I don't have to stop, or like if you give me the option to keep going, I will just keep going. So that's why we try to go on as many camping trips as possible, because it means that we're not able to use any of our devices. We actually go bush camping, so there is no cell phone reception. There's like nothing. So it's not even that, it doesn't even, I can't even switch it on. So that's how I put that in place, because otherwise I will literally keep going. I love my work so much. So I really have to put in conscious boundaries. I also started doing things again for myself. So for my health, I started doing acupuncture. I see chiropractor more often. I started horse riding again, and it has been so good for my mental health, for my physical health, just getting out and about, just, really putting some boundaries in place and doing something for me, and actually going away from the computer and not just work. So those are my 5 lessons for this year that I want to take into 2021. I really want to make sure that, this is kind of like a reminder to myself as well. Like listen back to this episode, because that's where you were at. I hope that they are helpful to you as well. Do a review of your year. I would love to know what your year was like and what lessons you learned. And thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the New School of Marketing podcast. I wish you an amazing end of the year, and I can't wait to share more marketing tips with you next year. If you're ready to take your business to the next level with Facebook and Instagram advertising, make sure you visit newschoolofmarketing.com to download practical free resources, plus subscribe to the podcast and never miss an episode. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Until next time, take care and market your business every day.